Here's what the player had to say when submitting their review. One of the matches I think I did okay on, not my best performance since I was playing tired. On the first round, we pushed easily, then on the second round, we struggled to defend, and I didn't ult well at the final point, so we had to keep playing 2 more rounds. We won the game, but I'd like to learn how to help my team attack or defend more effectively so the matches aren't unnecessarily drawn out. Thanks, appreciate your content. No problem at all, and if you guys would like your replays reviewed, please check that highlighted comment down below, respond to that, and you'll be well on your way to get yourself a review. Hopping into this here, we're going to be playing some Cloak and Dagger. This is a silver account. The player is silver, but the game is full of golds. So there's like 2 silvers in here, but the rest of the people are gold. So I'll just say it's a gold game. All right, hopping into it though. Just trying to get ourselves pushed out a little bit. We know that our tank is going to be Thor. We know that they have Penny and Magneto, so it's 2 tanks versus 1. You see a Spider-Man doing Spider-Man stuff. I wouldn't focus too much on fighting Spider-Man like you're doing right now. I'd focus more on playing with your team. Now, your team is just chilling here for some reason. They should never really be that close. Thor should be doing something more, but maybe he's afraid or... Oh, I guess you're Mr. Fantastic KO'd. What was he doing? I don't even know because you weren't looking. Okay, yeah. So he was over there doing his own thing, jamming. What we want to do when we're playing against a Spider-Man is you wait for him to commit. Spider-Man is very annoying to deal with, but you just have to wait for him to commit. And he commits the same exact way every single time. If we take a look at how he's fighting, you're hitting this guy, but he hasn't committed to anything yet. So you're just wasting your time, and him wasting time is pretty much what he likes to do. That allowed for your Mr. Fantastic to get KO'd. That allowed for your team to get a free pick, and he didn't do anything. This is exactly why I say Spider-Man is very strong. And people are like, no, he's not. You don't need to be good at Spider-Man to do Spider-Man's job. Just distract. And if someone doesn't pay too much attention to you, you just get free KOs. You can't play his game. You got to play your game. So what you want to do is you want to wait. And when he decides to commit, keep your eye out on him, obviously. But when he decides to commit, turn into Cloak and blind him. And then just do damage on him. You should be able to take him out before he leaves. Because he doesn't know where he's slinging to. A lot of Spider-Mans don't use automatic swing or easy swing. This is where you press the button and it just automatically latches on. They have to look at something. And so if Spider-Man isn't paying attention to where he's going when he's doing it and you blind him, he doesn't know what to look at and he's going to just get KO'd for free. So that's what you want to do. Play normally until he commits. When he commits, do that. So this is going to be about how to manage your abilities better. When you start climbing, you are going to have to manage your abilities better. And when you do that, you're going to win a lot more games. It's just all about managing your abilities. Like, yes, you can spam a lot because that's just how the game is designed, but don't let that be something that you continuously do. If you have to deal with something like Spider-Man or Iron Fist, you know, things like that, you really have to gauge the situation and see if you have to or not. Right here, is it okay to focus him? Well, your team's not fighting right now, so you're fine, right? It's okay. Pushing forward. Cool. I like how you're keeping your distance, you're keeping your space. You don't want to be hit with some stray AoE ability. I think you might have panicked. Let's go back to that real quick. So he comes in. Oh, that's when you guys weren't fighting. I bet. Okay, here it is. So you're trying to fight, right? You're doing your thing, getting your heels on. You instantly turn around to Spider-Man. At this point, because he came in before you paid attention, it's unnecessary to turn around. And this is something that is going to be very hard for a lot of players to do because these characters are so annoying. But if you're late to the party, he will successfully get that KO. It's your fault for being late. If he's not focusing you, there's no reason to turn around. You got to catch him before he commits. If you can do that, you can change the outcome. But characters like Iron Fist, Black Panther, Spider-Man, I'm trying to think of some other ones, but I can't right now. These characters can get that KO like that. And so if they're already there before you even notice it, they're going to be successful. So there's no reason to even turn around. I would rather you pay more attention to what's happening in front of you and do your best to play this game, because your attention is everywhere right now. It's like you're playing harder than you have to, I guess is the best way to say it. And when you're playing harder than you have to, the choices that you make generally are more committal, which means that every single time that you make a choice, you are 100% committed to that and there's no change in your mind. But the less that you're so intense about what you're doing all over the place, the easier it is for you to be more flexible during your match. Remember, it's not your job to peel your team. It's not your job to make sure the other support is in position. And no, you play your game, and should you need to assist, you assist. Should you need to do damage, you do damage. That's kind of how you want to look at it when you're playing support. Spider-Man's there. There's no reason to be afraid. Whenever this guy hops in, cloak up, blind him, KO him. He can't KO you. He does not do damage fast enough to beat you, ever. Not many characters do if you can land the blind. So here, just wait for it. You see how you bubbled? You're just afraid already, and he didn't even commit. You see, you're so intense. Just relax. Be like, hey, Spider, I see you, but I ain't scared, bro. What's up? Let him make the first move, and then just react to it. But when you're already prematurely reacting like this, he's doing his job without even doing anything. The guy is half HP. He's not going to commit onto you. That's troll. But we could have read that if we weren't so afraid, you know? So that's what I see. That's what I want to see more from you. From these characters that are backliners, or just in general, I want to see you have more thought when you use your abilities, because you're firing them off because their cooldowns are relatively low. But just be a little bit more aware of why you're using them. I'm not saying think about every single time you use them, right? That's impossible. But just try your best. Right there, no reason to blind, right? No reason, but we just threw it out. That's what I'm talking about. It's like sometimes you do think about it, but other times I think you just do it subconsciously because you just, you know, are used to cycling your abilities. But it actually doesn't do too much. I'd rather you be ready to swap or ready to use an ability when you need to than it be down because we were kind of flinging them out. Now, when you feel like you don't have any other reason to use them, use them. But if you do, be careful. It's a prime example right there. Let's just say your support was KO'd, or let's just say this guy's a troll. Because you just used your I don't know what it's called, but you use your heal wall and then you already use your bubble, you now don't have anything left. I mean, you were able to throw it again, luckily, but just imagine that you used it before it came up again. You don't have anything left. This guy could have easily just KO'd because you used it for not really any reason. And keep in mind, this means a lot more once you start climbing to higher ranks, because players are going to start baiting out all your abilities. Also, playing on attack, players are able to spam a lot more than they are on defense. So when you are on offense, you don't really have to pay too much attention because everything that you do is in your control. The pacing is in your control as the attacker. But on defense, you're reacting and playing to what they are doing. And so we're gonna see what's going on, and maybe this is what's causing your defense game to be a little bit shaky. All right, where are we? Here we are. Also, you know what's not a little shaky? That join button. So if you want to become a member of the channel and help support the channel, feel free, you guys, to click that join button and just check it out and see if that's something for you. If you do not see the join button, check the comments down below, or not the comments, but the description down below for the link, and it's there as well. For all the members that help support the channel, You're the reason why I'm able to do free reviews and free seminars and just everything that's a service to the people that are receiving it. You're the reason why. So if you guys want to help join in and help support the channel so I can continue to do things like this, please consider clicking that join button. It helps a lot and it really means a lot. Now hopping into this, that was a bad segue, but I forgot. Sometimes I forget to do it and I need to do it. So I'm going to do it now. So let's go. Now we know there's possibly going to be a Spider-Man. We don't know for sure, but they had one. So just be careful. You don't really want to be out in the open all the time. You can pretty much do the same exact thing that you're doing here from here. You don't need to be in the open to do it. This just protects you, because if we see an invisible woman there, Spider-Man, Iron Fist, Black Panther, whatever's going to go on her first while you're in cover. And then you can react that way. If you're like, oh, there's none of those. Okay, then you can go back to doing what you're doing. Cool. Very good first defense there. I'd like to see you take more angles or get in better spots, like maybe up here, something like that. Check what's going out. If you would have been up here, you'd be able to see the rocket beacon. But just be in different spots. Don't always be so clustered with your team. I know this is a weird angle to hold, don't get me wrong, but it's always just something to think about when you're playing. Especially because every single time you're in a position like this, if your team decides to walk forward, you then have to go out of your way to walk forward and do some funky stuff. If you're already in a spot that you can see your team, and should they progress any further, you can heal them, you're good to go. So something like right here. I'm pretty sure this can be broken. So maybe break that, but right here. Or even get a little bit closer, right here. And then as they start pushing you, fall back, boom. You're still in cover, boom. And just keep walking back. Even go up the stairs if you have to. But this allows you to be in a better spot to heal your team. This is why a lot of the tanks and DPS are always end up KO'd, because they always hop into a line of sight you can't see. As a support, if you really want to climb and get to higher ranks, you are going to have to think ahead of the game and ahead of your team. Yes, it's not your fault they do stuff like that, but it is your fault for not knowing that they're going to do that and then reacting to it when it happens. You know what I mean? Because when you're in this position and you walk up, you're just allowing yourself to get picked yourself because you're overextended at that point. So just keep that in mind as you play. So far, again, it's just the ability usage. We want to make sure that it's used a little bit more efficiently. And then in terms of just positioning, try to get in better positions so that you don't have to move so much and you can still heal without being in danger. Those are the two things that I think are majorly. Kind of like that right there. You see how we had to use our support ultimate for something because of your misplay, in terms of, it wasn't your misplay, but just, it's something we could have affected. So we're gonna say it's yours, but it wasn't yours. You weren't doing it. But here, we threw down the heal when we really didn't have to use it. And then we also tossed that heal down when we didn't have to. You're full HP right now. She's already next to you. You don't need to do that. Throw it at him instead. Use cover. You're fighting so much in the open where you feel like you have to react with the heal every single time that you get low because you're in the open. But if you learn how to use these angles, when you get low, you can buy time here and read the situation. Your healer can then heal you from there. Like, this is why all your decisions are so intense and so quick to launch, basically, in terms of your decision making. It's because you seem to always be in danger. Most of it is because we're just not positioning in the right spots. That's all. The bright side, though, it's something that's very easy to fix. Like, it's not even that hard. I think you're just trying to take on the job of the entire team, and that's not really your job. Sometimes you do have to let people sink or swim. It's not the support's job to do everything. It's just not. It's nobody's job to do everything. You have to still allow your team to sink or swim. Once again, because we were in such a poor position in the first place, we were allowed to get Squirrel Girl ulted. Because we got Squirrel Girl ulted, we had to force ourselves back. Your healer then turned around to try to heal you. Now the focus is all back there instead of on your team, and they just get KO'd for your one decision. Those type of things matter a lot, especially once you start climbing to higher ranks, because people take advantage of that stuff more often. Well, often. I had to. You know, if I catch it, I gotta do it. We're just gonna have to back up here. Nothing we can do. It's okay. We're not in any danger. You see how we're still just kind of jumping out in the open? There's cover over here. You can still hit the people from this angle if you really want to. It's a little bit scarier to do it this way though. But if you still want to, you can go here. Boom, boom, boom. Still healing, still healing. The only reason why it's scary is because it can come from this angle, or your escape route is really, really far away. If you're this way, yeah, they can come from that top angle, but your escape route's a little bit more closer to you. But it's better than just being out in the open, especially if there's like a Hawkeye, a Black Widow, anything like that, a Hela, you just be getting picked off repeatedly. So I want you to, when you have a lot of downtime like this, I just want you to find a spot where you feel like you'll be in a good location, so when a fight breaks out, you're always safe. Okay, so a fight is going to break out somewhere in this vicinity. Instead of being here and forcing yourself to retreat like this, just pick a good spot to be. You can even float up here, and then you could be fighting up here. Just like this. You can still connect. You can't use your cloak like primary fire, but you can use your other one. Just do your thing. Do your thing, do your thing. You're safe, you're able to get heals, relax. But now you're in a position where it's like if you have to retreat just like that, like you're never in a good spot. If we were in a better spot, you wouldn't even have had to ult that. I would say too, just a little side note, press tab and just see whenever you need to use your ultimate. I know you're on keyboard and I think the button's tab, but press it just to see who has their ultimate before you pop yours. Most of the time, if your support has their ult, you can just let them do it first because they most likely will. Very rarely have I seen both of us have an ult and the player didn't use it. Like very, very rarely, even at high ranks. Support's just like to fire it off like that. And so you can bank on them doing it before you. Very much just the same. You know, you're putting yourself in a lot of disadvantageous positions. And it's causing you to end up KO'd when your team gets KO'd. It's causing you to reposition. It's causing you to play more mechanically. When if you just really focus more on how you play the game on a fundamental level, you wouldn't have to work so hard. You know me, I'm lazy. I ain't trying to work hard, bro. Put me in a spot, I'm chilling. I'm not even gonna comment on that. You know what you did. Let's move on. You know, sometimes it's not even worth bringing anything up, you know? Sometimes it's like, yeah, you know what happened. Just another nitpick in terms of positioning. You know, positioning is crucial. You know, you're getting to the rank. I think you're hitting gold, and gold is going to be full of like diamonds and grandmasters, I think. So you're going to be playing with them. Positioning is key. You're going to start getting sniped, and you're going to be very sad when you are. So I really just want you to know, like, everything you're doing right now can be done from another spot that is safer for you. Everything. I think what's going on is you feel like you need to do damage and heal at the same time, but think of it kind of like this. When you're playing as Cloak, that's when you're looking for opportunities. When you're playing as Dagger, you should be full in the focus mode of healing. Yes, you can do both. But if you do this, it's going to allow you to stay in a lot safer position because you're not always trying to do damage. You can heal and do your job without actually hitting the enemy team. And then when you see someone slipping, you see someone in a bad position, go Cloak and just wail on them. I like this. This is nice. You're still out of position like crazy. Should someone just jump up here, you're done. But I do like the thought. Nice. That's what I'm talking. I mean, unfortunately they took it, but that's what I'm talking about. You see the difference. Whenever you see the opportunity as Cloak, take that opportunity. That's when you want to fight. If you're using Dagger, don't fight. Just chill, relax, and see what we can do from a very safe position. Going back into the next round here, we're going on attack, I believe. No, we're on defense again. You guys have 4 minutes to work with? Jesus, you guys capped fast on 3 points. See, now you're playing more to heal. Now you're playing, yeah. Maybe because you're scared to lose. Or maybe because you feel like overtime is the easier area to play in. Oh, never mind, I lied. I thought you were doing it. It just happened to be that moment that you were doing it. Nice. Take advantage of them being out of position. Take advantage of them being too close. Go to Cloak. Burn them down. Beautiful. Going into the next round here. All right, same exact thing. Just look at the angle that you happen to put yourself into. All it takes is one Hawkeye shot. And I want you to be aware of this because it's gonna start happening. That's why I'm pointing it out. Again, no, it seems like I'm nitpicking. Trust. It's because it will happen. It happened to me. I only know because I've been that in the same shoes. So everything that you're trying to do, you can still do from an angle. In situations like this too, don't be afraid to just go pick somebody off. Like, don't be afraid to just do something. Like, if you really want to, because it looks like your team is pretty safe, go up here as Cloak and just like check out what's happening. Look down and just take somebody out. You can do that. Don't think that you're just forced to heal, or be in the back line. You can be a little aggressive sometimes if you notice your team is safe and you notice they're not really taking any crazy fights. Remember, there's stages to team fights. You have the pre-fight phase, which is just kind of like everybody's poking at each other, looking at each other. Then you have the team fight phase, which is where you know, all craziness breaks loose. And then you just kind of have like the cleanup phase at the end. So keep in mind that during that pre-fight phase, where no one's doing anything, you can, like even right now, nobody's low, people are chilling, Cloak up, boom, or even go this way. Let's see if we just walk this way. You could have been mobbing on some kids. Now, of course, Rocket's ult is happening, so it kind of wouldn't really work too well. But after it burned out, just look for those opportunities a little bit more, because those are the type of things that's going to allow you to carry the game when your team isn't really putting in that much effort for you. I like that. Cloak up now. Just go up there and start mobbing on them. Because this is free. You shouldn't have been there. And that's why. So I tell you not to stand where you stand all the time, because that happens a lot. It's really, some of the things in this game, you don't really know you're doing wrong until you're punished repeatedly, right? And this is why doing reviews and just having coaches and whatnot is kind of cool, because we could tell you when stuff like that is going to happen before it happens, and you can learn from it. But like I said, I would like for you to go up there and start mobbing on people, because you had a really good chance to do so. Again, just don't be afraid. Let me actually see. During that moment that you respawned, I want to see. Well, after this, because you had to run away. I want to see, was there a moment where you could have went around? Let's just see. So if we went this way, could we still heal from this angle? I think so. Toss a bubble on that wall, you should be chilling. only for the fight. Now you could say, well, there's penny traps. That's true. You could have destroyed the beacon though. You can even be here, right? And what's gonna happen is they're gonna start looking at you and then just float up and still do the heals and do what you're doing here, right? People think flanking is like a Jeff specific thing when you're playing healer, and it's not. It's a strategy specific thing. If the moment calls for you to do it because you're not having a good time, then flank. It doesn't matter what role you are, what character you are. Flanking is a strategy. It's not something character specific or hero specific. So in this particular moment, or in this particular game, I would be flanking a little bit more, because your team isn't necessarily needing you to heal 24/7, and fights are kind of slow anyway. So just to make something happen, especially because Cloak and Dagger's healing is infinite, I think, at least it's almost infinite in terms of her range, you're chilling. I mean, I know the wall has a limit, but like the other stuff seems pretty infinite. So yeah, for the most part, I think just focus on how do you use your abilities and just focus on your positioning. And honestly, focus on trying to make something happen by getting a free pick if you can go around or go above or whatever. I think those three things right there make it way easier for you to climb through gold, enter into platinum, and really start making some stuff happen, making your way to diamond. So I hope this helped. As I said before, if anybody would like to become a member to help support the channel, click that join button down below or go to the description box and there's a link there. It helps support the channel, helps me to create content like this for others for free. So if that's something that you would like to do, check that out. And if you would like to have your game reviewed, please comment down below. I did a lot of these and I did a coaching session before this, so I'm kind of winded, but check that highlighted comment down below and respond to that. You'll be well on your way to get yourself a review. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. And until next time, you know what I always say. Thank you guys for doing what? Popping often. Well, often.